What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And not only are they trying to just ban the cars outright, but it looks like they're trying to screw them up and get rid of the ability for you to buy parts to fix them. This is crazy, and how accelerating and how fast this is happening. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. And I wonder who and what's behind it. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Guys, before we get into today's video, I got to talk about the giveaway that's going on the channel right now. The Durango SRT Hellcat is now up on the site comes with a trailer and a 1973 Plymouth Satellite, all one package. If you want to get in on it, the Satellite's literally going to be a project. It does look good. It doesn't look horrible. It does have decent paint on it. The interior is not messed up, and it does run. So if you want to build a classic and tow it home with a Hellcat Durango, now's the time to do it. Link is in the description down below. And we went ahead and dropped the TK free coupon code, which does give the first 5 people that see this and jump in and use that coupon code will make their entire cart free, meaning your entries, whatever you do on the site, the multiplier or whatever, for the first 5 people. 50% off coupon code is combo for the 50x multiplier. And then always, the coupon code TK also gets you a discount on everything on the site as well. But yeah, link in the description down below, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. So not only do we have multiple states trying to propose legislation to ban the car itself, 2006 and older, in several states that are trying that. Massachusetts is trying to propose legislation for 2009 and older. We just did a story earlier today about Maryland trying to limit you to only driving those cars on Sundays. Like, what the F, man? So now we see Advance Auto Parts is liquidating a ton of their stores and shutting down a bunch of their stores. And part suppliers that worked with Advance Auto Parts, I think they also work with AutoZone and O'Reilly's, going out of business, shutting down. And they're one of the largest aftermarket part suppliers for older vehicles. They make wheel hubs, thermostats, all kinds of stuff, right? Alternators. So you got to think, right? Well, all these older vehicles are on the road. They got to be making money. Well, what's going on? That's my question. I've been digging into it, and I can't figure out why would these companies be going out of business? Now, I could get it if they're not manufacturing the parts here, and if they're paying tariffs and they're importing stuff from overseas, then maybe the cost of doing business has got too great and you're not able to offer those cheaper parts anymore, so business sucks. Okay, I could get that. But that doesn't explain. I mean, I guess Advance Auto Parts could say, hey, if we don't have the parts, we're going to liquidate a bunch of these stores. We're going to sell the properties and shut these stores down because we don't have the parts to sell in all these different stores. I think it's crazy. And not only are they doing that, right? So you have that part where they're trying to limit the access or remove the access for you to get parts to be able to fix the vehicles. But now with this new E15 rule, and I saw it on my last road trip here, unless you were getting 91 octane, which was still E10, everything else was E15 everywhere I was at. Like from Mississippi all the way up to Chicago. Like every place I stopped, it was all E15. Now, There is a lot of places that have no ethanol gas, and I will happily pay an extra $1.20 a gallon to not put ethanol in my car all day, especially if it's 90 octane or above. Count me in. But just to see this now is like another method, right? Because cars that are pre 2004, before they started doing flex fuel and doing different stuff with the injectors where they could accommodate more ethanol in the fuel or ethanol at all, before E10 was even a thing, those cars are going to have massive failures. You're going to see fuel pumps grenade, fuel lines get brittle, which is going to, God forbid these lines break and leak fuel or catch on fire. You're going to have that. And then injectors, all this stuff where the methanol in the fuel is it's basically a corrosive. Let me play this clip because I'm not the only one that's been talking about this. My guy, Bobby Kahn, he's running for Congress out in Nevada, did a whole post on this morning. And he also did something about kill switches too. So let's talk about because I feel like these stories are intertwined. Like they're going to try to get rid of the parts. You see all these junkyards mysteriously catching on fire. Look, I worked in intelligence for 20 plus years. I don't believe in fucking coincidences. They don't exist. Shit happens for a reason. It's not half-ass happening. You know what I'm saying? Like they straight up this is bullshit. So I think all of this not being able to get parts, the E15 fuel, the junkyards catching on fire, are tied to these new vehicles that are going to have these kill switches, speed limiters, and everything else. So let me run these two clips from Bobby so you can see where he's coming from. And this is a guy that's been in the car business probably his whole life, right? That's how I know about him 15, 20 years ago. So let me run these clips and we'll come back.
In this country, they keep taking your rights away because they know that you will comply. A lot of people will bitch and moan, but then they don't want to be inconvenienced, so they end up losing their rights. Basically what it is we live in a society where nobody wants to fight for what they believe in. They're like, oh, well, you're going to put a kill switch in my car? That sucks, but all right, fine, I still need to go buy a new car. And companies know that. Politicians know that, right? Instead of people saying, fuck you, I'm not going to go buy a new car with a kill switch in it, and tell the politicians, I'm not donating money to you, and I'm not even fucking voting. We should have an all-out boycott of the voting system this year and not vote and say, these policies are what's fucking it up. Everybody should, for 1 month, if every American in this country refused to go to a dealership and buy a car, these car companies would be on their knees blowing us and saying, what do we have to do for you to buy and not boycott? You can literally destroy a car company by not buying a car from them. And and then say, no, we don't want kill switches. You better go to Washington, D.C. and tell these politicians to undo the law that put kill switches in cars in 2026. That's how it is. You have the power. We have the power in mass to do so. But no one does that. Everybody complies. Everybody's like, sure, let me bend over and take it up the ass. And that's what Americans are known for. Americans used to have backbones. Americans used to stand up for what they believe in. Now, everybody's an ass pirate. They bend over and take it up the ass while driving their fucking Tesla, wearing their skinny jeans and their fucking man buns. That's basically the society that we live in. Am I going to lose some votes for this? Abso-fucking-lutely. But you know what? At least I can go out there and speak my mind. I still got the balls to do so. No one's chopped them off yet. Government has mandated kill switches in all your cars, and a lot of people say, well, I'll just drive my older car. This is what the government's doing to make sure that eventually you can't drive your older car and you have to drive these new shit boxes with all the kill switches and the cameras and the monitoring systems that are monitoring you, selling your information, and letting the government have control over your car. Here's what they're doing. They're now slowly pushing E15 ethanol into gasoline products, right? So what happens is now more and more gas stations are selling gas that has ethanol in it. E15 is not compatible with cars prior to 2001. Let's just say you're driving a 96 Cadillac Fleetwood or a 92 Chevy Caprice or a 65 Mustang. What happens is the methanol what it does is it corrodes your rubber hoses and gaskets and all that stuff, because cars for that era, they were not compatible for ethanol, right? So now when all this shit starts corroding, you can't drive it. And what happens? You got to drive one of these shit boxes that they control. They want monitor. They can turn it off by the flick of a switch. And that's how they're going to get you to drive new cars. And you can sit there and say all you want, I'll just drive a classic. No, not going to happen, because more and more gasoline that goes into those cars are going to become less and less available. As you've seen at gas stations, there's more and more gas stations that have more ethanol gas than anything else. Yes, you can put it in once, you can put it in twice, but if it sits, it's going to rot. So that's an issue. That's what's happening. Government wants more control. We want less control. I want the fight to get rid of these kill switches. We should go back, because both Democrats and Republicans voted to put the kill switches in these cars starting 2026. So every car, doesn't matter if it's a GM, if it's a Toyota, Honda, whatever, will have a kill switch in it. And every car starting next year has some sort of technology where basically they'll watch you. Like General Motors, they have cameras all around the car. And if you walk up to the car and you're not walking normally, they're not going to let you into your car. Let's just say your kid fell off the tree and you're rushing and you're panicking to get the kid in the car. It's not going to let you do that because you are at a heightened sense, right? Or let's just say you slouch down in your seat. All of a sudden, the car's going to say, well, wake up. We're going to send a report to somebody. And it may not, if you have a warrant, it's going to scan your fingerprints, the Fords are. It's going to scan your fingerprints and your car's going to rat you out. You don't have to worry about Sammy the Bull, because the fucking Ford's going to rat you out. That's it. So, Ford took a page out of Sammy the Bull's book. That's what they're going to do. They're going to say, search for warrants, and they're going to rat you out.
So Bobby's just not some Instagram expert. He actually has insight into the car business, because he sold exotics, regular cars, all kinds of shit for years. So I almost feel like this story of how they're trying to ban the parts, right? You got the shit going on in New York where they're banning CNC machines where you can't make tools. So you're trying to ban the tools, you're trying to ban the parts, and now you're putting E15 in the fuel to destroy the other cars, as many cars as you can. To do what? To force everybody into these surveillance machines. That's basically what they are. They'll be able to hear your conversations. They'll be able to turn you said something negative about whoever it is in your area, car off. You don't get to have a car. I know you're going to say, that's some dystopian 1984 shit, TK. Yeah, it is. And if you don't think that's going to happen, you're not that bright. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about this. This is ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, this is asinine. It really is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.